Before she became a TV icon, a poster girl, and a tabloid sensation, Loni Anderson was just a girl from St. Paul, Minnesota, dreaming of something bigger. This is the story of how she changed the image of women on television by being bold, beautiful, and brilliantly underestimated. Born on August 5th, 1945, Loni K. Anderson grew up in a loving home in St. Paul. Her father was a chemist, her mother a model. It was the kind of Midwestern life you might find in a Norman Rockwell painting, except Lonnie had stage lights in her eyes from the very beginning. By high school, she was entering and winning beauty pageants. But she wasn't satisfied being just another pretty face. She wanted more. After attending the University of Minnesota, she moved west. In 1966, she landed her first uncredited role in the Steve McQueen film Nevada Smith. But that didn't open doors. It barely cracked a window. For nearly a decade, she hustled for guest roles on shows like SWAT, The Love Boat, and Harry O. She was talented, but often passed over.
Loni isn't a natural blonde.
You were born brunette.
I loved being a brunette. It was exotic. People weren't quite sure what nationality I was. There was a mystery. When acting, I could play the bad lady.
As a blonde, the acting role soon started rolling in.
Baby, if you've ever wondered.
And in 1978, Loni hit the TV big time as receptionist Jennifer Marlowe in the sitcom WKRP in Cincinnati. It was a role, though, she originally turned down.
I liked the show, but I didn't like the role. And so I refused.
Mr. Peavy finally called from the airport. Scum is on its way.
Oh, that's terrific.
I went in and said on my little soapbox, I don't want to play this role because I think she's just to hear your messages window dressing. Then Hugh Wilson said to me, well, how would you do it? And they had me.
Wow.
And I went in and met with Hugh Wilson, who said, let's make her look like Lana Turner and be the smartest person in the room.
Blonde, but no dumb.
No doubt.
I'm not as old as I look.
Are you any richer than you look?
Loni didn't want Jennifer just to be another vacuous airhead, and her instincts were right. She was nominated for 3 Golden Globes and 2 Emmy Awards for her work on WKRP. During the series, she started a relationship with her co-star, Gary Sandy. And in her memoir, My Life in High Heels, she describes that relationship as being mind-blowingly physical, and they could barely keep their hands off each other.
Gary Sandy. Oh my gosh, we just had lunch not too long ago.
Did you?
It was so fun. Well, we always laugh when we're together because we have so many great memories. But he was my boyfriend.
I know you had great chemistry, didn't
we
you?
did. We had incredible chemistry.
Shocking. I remember it. You were talking about Gary. You two would go to restaurants and you couldn't keep your hands off one another.
No, we were.
Seriously?
Yeah, it was like too hot not to cool down.
In 1980, Loni portrayed the iconic Jane Mansfield in a biopic, and she shared the screen with a relatively unknown Arnold Schwarzenegger. Such was his movie and experience that the Austrian oak didn't seem to know when the cameras had stopped.
We had one really tough scene where we were supposed to fight and then end up making love on the heart-shaped.
Stop it! Let me tell you, listen to me. I love you. I love you.
The fighting and making up scene is improv.
Wow.
Oh, now I know it's the vodka talking.
Don't you dare walk away from me!
And I threw the glass at him, and he's like a brick building. And it hit him, and of course shattered and flew all over the place. I was beating on him, and later, after the scene was done, I had hematomas on my arms because he's just solid, yeah. And I was beating on him, picked me up, and he threw me on the bed, and we went into this mad, passionate thing, and then the director said, cut, and Arnold just kept going because he was so into it and everything, and I'm like, Arnold, just cut.
You think of Loni Anderson and you think of Burt Reynolds. Loni and Burt had a 12-year relationship and were married for 5.
He'd call and say, I want you to come and spend Christmas with me. This was in 81. And I said, no, I have my entire family here for Christmas. I don't even know you. I am not coming to Florida, which is where his second home was. And he said, well, what would it take? I'll invite your whole family. I'll pay for everybody to come for Christmas. And I said, no, we're not going to do that. I said, I don't even kiss till the 3rd date, so I don't even know you. I'm not flying to Florida. And so then he called me every night all the way through Christmas and would talk for hours on the phone. So by the end of that week, he said to me, okay, have we talked enough for a third date?
So he swept you totally off your feet,
Totally
didn't
off
he?
my feet.
They were Hollywood royalty, and their every move was breathlessly covered by the tabloid press.
We were bombarded. I mean, we could not leave the house. There were people outside the gates. People got onto the property. I was serving him breakfast one morning. There was somebody in the window. You know, it's kind of like, oh my gosh, you couldn't get away from it.
During their marriage, Burt was stricken with a debilitating addiction to painkillers, a battle that saw him hospitalized after an overdose.
He was a stunt man. He did his own stunts. He was injured, and, you know, we all know now, you get hooked on them, and you can't get off.
In 1997, she published My Life in High Heels, a memoir about fame, strength, and self-respect. She became a spokeswoman for COPD awareness and in 2008 married Bob Flick, a founding member of the Brothers Four, a quieter love, a lasting one. In 2023, she made a final screen appearance in Ladies of the 80s, A Diva's Christmas, proving she never lost her sparkle. On August 3rd, 2025, just 2 days before her 80th birthday, Loni Anderson passed away after a prolonged illness, but she left behind more than episodes and photos. She left a legacy, one of redefining what a woman could be on TV. Glamorous and grounded, beautiful and brainy, funny and formidable. Loni Anderson will be remembered for her style, her smile, and her strength. Proof that you can be glamorous and still be taken seriously.